Okay, so today we're going to learn about the discursive essay, right? So this is the essay this is a sample essay. Okay, so let's begin, yeah. So the discursive essay is a very unbiased and calm essay. It's more informative rather than argumentative. Therefore, it is very neutral. Okay, so let's say it's an advantages and disadvantages essay. It's a pros and cons essay. So you are going to write about the pros and about the cons in a very balanced manner. So if you are writing 2 points for pros, then you will also write 2 points for cons. Okay, so that it becomes a very neutral essay. You are not arguing about anything. You are simply just presenting what is there. Okay, you are just simply presenting your points and support your points and to give some evidence to support and also to conclude. So you are just telling the audience what your points are. So that is why it's informative and you do not use a very emotional language. Okay, so it's informative and it's unbiased. So that is why it is neutral. Okay, so what is a discursive essay? It is an essay where you are required to write about something, okay, which can either be argued for the topic or against the topic. But however you put it, it cannot be in a way that it is biased and it is argumentative. So you have to, you cannot choose sides, okay, and you have to present it in a very unbiased manner and a very balanced way. Okay, so please remember the discursive essay, you are just discussing about something and you are just writing about it or presenting your points in a very unbiased and balanced manner. So in the discursive essay, you are going to review all aspects and viewpoints of a particular topic. So it allows you to think deeper and more critical. So an essay, okay, like this one here, like the sample essay, can you see it is about the causes and effect on families and societies for women who are now major salary earner in the family. So can you see it actually discusses two causes, okay, because of liberation and feminism and also current economic necessity. This is the causes, and then the effect will be improving quality of life and increasing children's sense of independence and society itself with greater gender equality. So there are two causes, two effects. So in a very balanced manner. That's why you see that the discursive essay will have 6 paragraphs instead of 5. Okay. So there are a few types of essay. We have opinion, discussion, and solution. And for the purpose of this course, we are only focusing on 2 types of essay, which is the cause and effects and advantages and disadvantages. So for your final exam, you will only be getting either the discursive essay or the persuasive speech. So you can choose one of them to write. And for discursive essay, you will be writing either the cause and effect essay or the advantages and disadvantages essay. Okay, let's look at the type of essay. So I told you earlier, there are 3 types of discursive essay: opinion, discussion, and solution. Okay, so opinion is more about, this is a sample question. Okay, like for example, what do you think is the role of a teacher? So it's more about your opinions. They are asking you about your opinions, so you are discussing your opinions only. So for discussion, developing countries are given aid by international bodies to help in their development plans. Some argue that financial aid is important, but others suggest that practical aid and advisors are more important. Discuss both views thoroughly. Okay, so the discussion one, it will be about pros and cons. So, or they ask you to choose either this, no, or that. Okay, so this one here, they are asking you to choose either for developing countries to be given aid through financial aid or practical aid. Okay, so you choose either one. Okay, you talk about it first and then later on you talk about the other one. So discuss both views thoroughly. So you will be writing 2 paragraphs about why developing countries should choose financial aid, and after that you should be discussing about why developing countries should choose practical aid. What are the pros of choosing financial aid and what are the pros of choosing practical aid? So you are discussing both of it thoroughly, okay? You do not pick a side which one is better, but rather you just gonna discuss both sides thoroughly. Okay, then we have solution-based essays. Okay, for example, this is a question. The internet has greatly speeded up the way we find and share information nowadays to the benefit of our society. There are, however, problems resulting from this development. What are some of the problems and possible solutions? So you're going to talk about 2 problems and then 2 solutions. That's it. So it's 6 paragraphs. So the body will be discussing about the problems and solutions. So 2 paragraphs for problems and 2 paragraphs for solutions. Okay, so we have causes and effect essays. For example, the topics will be like poverty. What are the causes and effects of poverty, emotional eating, and even sibling rivalry? So what's the causes of poverty? Causes of poverty because lack of education, trapped in multi-generational poverty. So what are the effects? They cannot escape the vicious cycle of poverty and malnourishment, no job security, no financial income, no financial stability. Okay, so these are the causes. So you're going to just discuss the causes, 2 causes and 2 effects in your discursive essay. Okay, so for example, advantages and disadvantages. Sleeping early. Okay, let's say what's the advantages of sleeping early? You feel refreshed the next day. This is one of the advantages. Number 2, it allows your body to have enough rest. What are the cons? Probably the cons will be less time to socialize and interact with your family and friends. The second one will be less productivity time, because if you sleep later, you will spend more time doing productive work like working, studying, so on and so forth. So you are going to again just discuss the pros and cons in a very balanced manner. 2 pros, 2 cons. Okay, like being a student, again, what are the pros of being a student? You get to socialize, you get to meet a lot of new friends, you get to learn new things, you have a lot of time. But what are the cons on the other side? It is for example, you have no money, okay, and you have a lot of stress because of assignments and essays. Okay, so 2 pros and 2 cons. You discuss it in a very balanced manner. So in the body paragraph, you're going to discuss 2 pros about being a student and 2 cons about being a student. Okay, there are 2 types of essay structure. We have the block and we have the chain method. Okay, the block method is like the one that you have read earlier. Okay, can you see liberation and feminism and current economic necessity? Okay, so this is the first cause, liberation and feminism. So it talks about, you state the main idea, which is the first main idea, women's liberation and feminism. Then you support it with supporting sentences and then concluding sentence. This is a block method, a lot like your argumentative essay. Can you see after this, economic necessity? Okay, again, state the cause and then support it and then concluding sentence. And then effect, improving quality of life and increasing children's sense of independence. So this one here, again, you state that idea and then support it. Then the last one, greater gender equality, same thing. You're going to state and then you're going to support it. Okay, but what about chain method? Chain method is where you put liberation and feminism, then what is the effect of liberation and feminism? And then next, if you put economic necessity in order to support family, what is the effect of that? Okay, for example, liberation and feminism, the effect will be greater gender equality. If you current economic necessity, then their children will have greater sense of independence. So you write causes and effect in the same paragraph. Okay, so you have three body paragraphs. So 3 body paragraphs also you will have causes and effects. Okay, so in each body paragraph you have 1 cause and 1 effect. So you talk about the cause and then you talk about the effect. Talk about the cause, then the effect. Cause and then effect. So in total you have 3 causes, 3 effects, where each pair of cause and effect you'll be elaborating and talking about it in 1 body paragraph. Okay, so in total you have 3 pairs, so you'll be talking about the 3 pairs of causes and effects in 3 body paragraphs. Okay, so this is how the chain method works. But I would be concentrating on block method because it is an easier method to write, and you do not need to come out with so many main points, main ideas. And as for chain method, the main ideas has to tally. Okay, it cannot just suddenly you have this cause but the effect doesn't tally, then it's a bit weird. Okay, so that is why I would recommend the block method, and I'll be focusing mainly on the block method instead of the chain method, which is more complicated. Okay, so there are chain method like what I told you just now. Introduction, and then you have support, and then you have disagree, you have cons lah, you have agree, support, disagree, support, disagree. So it's in a paragraph you will have three pros ideas and three con ideas, but in one paragraph you have one pro and one con idea. Okay, so it is a chain method. Okay, method is much easier. Okay, right now we will do an activity. Okay, about for the block method. Homework and assignments are part and parcel of a student's life. Create an outline of an essay containing both the pros and cons of assignments and homework. So your outline will have introduction, outline only. So introduction will be the hook and also the thesis statement. Okay, if you can see, right, the thesis statement for the essay that I told you to read is broken down into two. Okay, this one, women's liberation. Can you see this is the causes thesis statement, and then this one is the effect thesis statement. So it is broken down into two sentences, causes and effects. Okay, two thesis statements, because you are going to be writing about the causes and the effects at the same time. Okay, so what I want you to do, write an outline, the hook, the thesis statement. I want you to write 4 body paragraphs because this is a block method. Chain method is 3. So block method with 4 body paragraphs.